Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. It's Tuesday, and it's the first day back for everyone properly after yesterday's bank holiday here in the UK. I'm guessing that you guys over in the US, this is your second day of the week. Normality. But anyway, let's get straight into the meat and potatoes. Look, there's a channel, Validation Boy. I'm going to put a link to one of his videos down below. And I'm going to be the one who brings this up. But, look, I'm not sure that I'm completely in agreement with this. Some of you will be. But I'm going to tell you what I think is a possibility and why. So, look, Validation Boy over on his channel, he's like, look, I think I know what was happening there. I think that there's a chance that potentially Bethany and Bryan Kohberger were in some form of relationship together. Now, he has come over and he has spent some time with Bethany. They have subsequently left and gone back to Bryan's, and that is why Bryan returned the next day to bring Bethany back to the property, whereby it was found what had happened, so on and so forth, and we've got this delay, and perhaps things were set in motion there to, make sense of what had happened. He went into a little bit more detail on that, and perhaps was a little bit more crass than what I have been here, and which is rare. Usually it's me who's doing the crassness, if that's a word. But look, I'm going to come at this from a slightly different angle, and I'm going to explain why. Now, we're hearing about this exculpatory evidence that Bethany Funk potentially has. And there's a side note saying that she has stated that she has saw or seen. English is my first language, for those of you who query that. It's early. Give me a break. So look, this exculpatory evidence, and it comes with this caveat, if you like, where she is saying that she has seen this naked individual leaving through the sliding door. I think it was Fox, I'm going to have a look at it here, I think it was Fox 10 or one of them that said that they were wearing a mask as well. So you can't make this shit up. So it's gone from a naked man to a naked man with a mask. But anyway, look, I digress. What is being brought up is the fact that whatever this evidence is, whatever this statement is, whatever she has been requested to come and speak about is specific to her experiences of this specific night. And a lot of us have probably tried to rack our brains at what this could potentially mean in terms of the evidence itself. What could she possibly know? What could she know? And I wonder whether she knows why Bryan was there. Could it have been that Bryan was actually requested to come to the property? Was it that it was no mistake him being there? It was not under his own desire to go to that property, but he was requested to go there. We know that he has gone to this property multiple times. What are we saying? Around 12 times. That's what was said. He'd gone to this property and been known to be around this property because of cell phone pings, etc., etc. And it would always be sort of in the evening or sometimes early hours. Which brings into question, yet again, the narcotics angle of this situation. We know that Bryan Kohberger has a history involved in narcotics. We can't be 100% sure whether he was still using himself, but he certainly had at times. Which some may assume that he still knows where to locate certain things. And we also know that laws across different states differ heavily in terms of narcotics. Now, perhaps Bryan was called there. Perhaps he was called there after a night out. They'd all been partying, they'd all been drinking, they'd come back to the house, had ordered food, and they wanted something a little extra. and he actually came to this property to bring something. Now, you've got to think of it this way. Now, Bryan Kohberger, it doesn't matter to him if this comes out, because it's much better for him to be known to be a drug dealer than it is to be a mass murderer. But the reluctance in some of these people to come forward raises that question, because I don't know whether they would want to be seen in the eyes of the public and perhaps the eyes of those around them, the faculty, their parents, be known to be people who have been getting drugs brought into the States and utilising them and perhaps supplying other people around their property as well. Now look, I'm spitballing. This is complete speculation. There is nothing that would completely concrete this as fact. There just isn't. But I'm trying to make sense of the information that's out there. And for me, this is one angle of this case that makes a huge, huge amount of sense. And for Bryan Kohberger to be trying to bring her forward to say her piece, and they feel that this is indeed exculpatory. Now, could they really just be taking the piss? Could they really be on a fishing expedition? Now, I don't know. Again, it could be possible, because if someone's fighting for their life, they're going to try every tactic in the book. But surely, if she knows nothing whatsoever, then why even go down this route? She'd just turn around and say, well, I don't know why he's going. I genuinely know nothing, which she could still do. But to me, it makes a lot of sense that he was requested to come there. There are questions surrounding the dog. Why wasn't the dog barking throughout the entire night? Why was the dog only heard, and was it Murphy that was heard on that camera for that short period of time? What was the dog doing? Was the dog shut away for these 8 hours that we're talking about? The 8 missing hours. The dog in this situation where that was not heard barking throughout the night, from what we can believe. What happened to it? Where was it? It was shut away and left away and was happy to be shut away. But for those few minutes that just happened to coincide with this very convenient time frame for the murders, it just happened to be barking. All very convenient. Again, with the knife sheath, again conveniently found where it was found, with what we're believing so far to be touch DNA that had to go to a cold case specialist department in order to find where the DNA, where it originated from, who it was. And look, we've said this time and time again. Bryan Kohberger had already given his DNA to another database to check on his roots. And he had also taken his own phone this night that he was aware of. When he was initially arrested, apparently he was speaking to law enforcement for 15 to 20 minutes, and he was happy to have a discussion with them. It wasn't until something happened, something was said, that he turned around and requested a attorney. And still, his comments to that attorney, the public appointed attorney, was, I'm eager to get back to Moscow. Let's get on with it, because I need to be exonerated. And some people have poo-pooed that and said, look, it's just him fucking chancing his arm. And perhaps, maybe he is. Maybe he's guilty of sin and no one else was involved. And I can buy that. It's possible. Of course it is. I'm not arrogant enough to think that this guy was completely in the clear, didn't do anything. But what I'm also not going to do is ignore shit that is happening around this case. Now, some people might want to bury their head in the sand. They might want to listen to things and think it's got nothing to do with it and not care. All they want is for their thought process and what they believe to be the way in which this crime went, they want that to be validated. And if that means crucifying a man before he's gone through due process and ignoring certain things, and they're willing to do that. And I say, that is wrong. That is wrong. For true justice to be served, you have to turn over every single stone and listen to every single thing. And for me, for them to be requesting that she comes forward and saying quite clearly that she has exculpatory evidence then in my eyes, Bryan Kohberger was familiar to that house, and he had been asked to come back there that night. For him to randomly up sticks and fuck off back from Pullman all the way over to there, and then left, and then come back the following day, I am thinking that there is a potential that he was asked to go there. He left, whether he saw something happen when he got there, it had already happened, and he had gone in there and he had tried to help people, and it was too late, and he left. And why he questioned whether anyone else had been arrested at the point in which he was arrested is because he wondered whether the reason for him being arrested was because someone had said that he was there, or he was caught on camera in his own car, or caught by his phone records, which he knew that. He had mentioned to law enforcement or to his public defender, I'm sure they've got my phone records. They'll know where I was and how I was. I'm quite aware of what is going on. The guy is not stupid, and however much people want to think he is not stupid. And I believe there is more to this case. Now, could I be wrong? Yes, I could. But am I willing to bet my life on the fact that I'm not? No, I'm not. For me, hold on, because I think there's a storm coming. And I'll catch you all in the next one.
What's up, Harsh fam? We just launched our new nonprofit organization, United Search Corps, where we're going to be advocating for the missing and families of the missing as well. And we need your help to spread awareness for our mission and also our fundraiser. There's a lot of equipment and necessary things that we need for this to be possible. So please take a second and share our fundraiser. For more information, please check out our website, unitedsearchcorps.org. Go over to my YouTube channel and check out our announcement video as well. The links will be in the description below. Thank each and every one of you for your time and consideration. Thank you.